All right, guys, what's going on? And we finally got some info on Gears Judgment, and it's a flying crap ton, to be honest. They announced free for all this week for Gears of War Judgment, which is a whole new game type, a whole new idea. A lot of people did not think that would ever happen, but it is going to happen. This is on the map Gondola, and I'm going to break down all the info and things of note in these two videos right now. Okay, so we're about 10 seconds into this thing, and there's already a lot to talk about. The first thing that I noted is that the mantle kick is back. A lot of people have already made up their minds on whether or not it's completely fixed based on that, and those people lack intelligence, in my opinion. There's really not much to go off there. It was a mantle kick. It looked like it worked, but who knows what will actually happen when the game comes out. More important than all of that is the fact that you don't go down. That's very new for Gears. It's never been done in any iteration, as far as I can tell, at least with COG characters anyway. I know in Beast mode in Gears 3 you can just kill, but a lot of people are up in arms and freaking out about this. But let's hit the obvious point here. If it's free for all and you go down, who's gonna revive you? It's free for all. There's literally no point to going down. You die. If you go down, all it's going to do is lead to people camping to steal kills when people go down. So all these people who sit there and complain about the game being too slow, there's a preventive measure. That's something to go by. But anyway, there's also crosshairs on the screen when you're not aiming. So, this is another thing people are going nuts about. Use your heads. This is in almost every single game. It's in every FPS. It's just whatever. Everyone, if you're a veteran of the game, or if you have any common sense, you pretty much know where you want to aim your hip fire. Now the game's just giving you a guide, like an idea of where it will go. It's not even going to be perfect. When you have a reticle that's like a circle, the bullets can go anywhere in that circle. So you're not going to have perfectly accurate hip fire. My guess, it doesn't affect gameplay that much, if anything. Also, it's worth noting that in the HUD, where it shows what weapon you have, is a little indicator. It looks like a little explosion with a 1. And later on in this video, you'll see that actually is most likely a grenade indicator. It'll let you know how many grenades you have of whatever type. Although, unfortunately, all we see in these two videos is frags. No mention of the other ones. But let's check out some more. All right, it's only been a couple of seconds, but we see two more very important pieces of information. First off, even though that guy does get destroyed by that Lancer, did you notice that he was not slowing down when he was running at him? Which confirms that there is no stopping power, like I said there wouldn't be, like whenever I posted that video, which was probably like forever ago. But that is huge. That speeds up the game like a lot, obviously. I think I might have missed the impact on that phrase, but stopping power being gone. We've had that since Gears 2, and I was an advocate for it for a long time. But I mean, with the power of the rifles in Gears 3 and apparently in this one, I don't think it will be necessary in the least. And the other gigantic piece of information there is he picked up health. I don't really know. It's gonna be hard to say what that means. Is it extra health, or do you not regenerate health in free-for-all? It kind of ties into the whole, no teammates, you're on your own thing. So, not sure how I feel about that or what kind of impact it will make. My guess, though, is that this is a free-for-all only kind of thing. We won't see it in the normal game modes. But let's carry on. Okay, in this clip, you see he swaps out a Scorcher for a Retro Lancer, which confirms both of those weapons. But if you actually look at it, that weapon pickup is fast. So they have sped up the process of picking up weapons, which, honestly, I don't really. That's another thing that I don't think is going to be that big of a deal. It'll make the gameplay a little more fluid, I guess. But either way, kind of inconsequential, but definitely worth noting. The Retro. People are freaking out about the retro already because that guy drops fast. But there's a couple of things to note. First of all, it's at point-blank range, which is the retro's range. The other thing to note is look how many points it gets for the kill. It's not full points. The person was damaged. So, you know, again, there's no reason to freak out. We don't really know enough yet. We know the retro lancer's in, and it does high damage up close, presumably. Also worth noting, the character, after picking up that health pickup, glows blue for a while, it seems. So that kind of makes me lead toward thinking it's actually a power-up as opposed to like regenerating health, because you don't really see anybody in either videos walking around with a full red omen of damage and it not regenerating. You don't ever see that. So I'm going to lean towards believing it's a special power-up as opposed to regaining health.
There we go.
All right, a couple of things of note in this clip as well. The boom shot looks like it's the exact same weapon from Gears 3, which, that's fine. Didn't really need to change. You see varying ammo counts throughout this video, and that's another thing people have lost their minds about. Something that you pick up on pretty fast in the free-for-all videos is it looks like there's just like a bajillion weapon pickups. And, people are, assuming that means there's going to be a million weapons on every map, but why can't that just be exclusive to free-for-all? Everyone's just jumping the gun, assuming this is how the whole game's going to be with every little thing they see. All right, you see at one point somebody carrying like 7 rounds of boom shot ammo. Do you really think the boom shot's going to come with 7 rounds? Like, honestly, you have to be an idiot to think that. Like, I mean, I guess it could happen, but if it does, they're stupid, and they're not that stupid. We know they're not. And my guess is that there might be several boom shots placed around the map, but you also notice there's a Nasher on the ground there, and when you see a weapon on the ground and it's been used, it's laying on the ground. When it's a pickup, it's floating, and that Nasher's floating. And later on, at the end of the whole thing, I'm going to give my thoughts about what I think that means and what I think is going to happen with free-for-all, and that'll definitely tie into it. But let's move on. Holy crap, what was that? It's a new weapon, obviously, and it looks like it's a cool one. And we're going to see a lot more of that as the video goes on. But we know that weapon is called the Breach Shot, and it's a unscoped bolt-action sniper rifle, which anyone who knows me knows is something I've wanted in this game for a long time, so I'm extremely happy about that. I also like the fact that it's Locust-themed, which is also confirmed. And interesting that it has a gigantic bleed on it like the retro. That should definitely be fun for meleeing or executions or whoever knows. There could be some function we don't even know about. Also worth noting, grenades glow really obnoxiously. A lot of people might find that annoying. I am not one of those people. There's like when people throw grenades at you in this game, it is so annoying. You like they're so powerful now, and it's really hard to see them because like the maps and the colors, the grenade just doesn't stand out. And every game, the grenades stand out. You need to be able to get away from the stupid nades. And, I think that's a really great improvement, but it's also worth noting. It seems everyone has a frag grenade. Nobody has any other grenade types. No smoke, ink, incendiary, the revive ones from Overrun. You don't see any of those. So, also, if you look at that thing that I talked about earlier in the current weapon thing, the what I believe is a grenade indicator, when he throws his frag grenade, it goes away, or it goes down to 0, I should say. So to me, that pretty much confirms, as much of a confirmation as we're going to get with that as of now, that is how many grenades you have. All right, in this clip, we get a good look at the Breach Shot and how it works. It's looks like it's capable of one-shot headshots, slight delay between shots, 4 shots per clip, with a pretty decent reload time there. Either way, it looks like a pretty interesting weapon, something to break the mold from the long shot and maybe open up sniping to different paths in this game. Either way, it looks like an exciting new addition. Not a major rocket launcher. It's just another interesting weapon to try and get good with. And it looks like it's actually going to require some skill. And to me, it looks like a good addition. I can't wait to actually get to try it. And we're going to see a little more of it later on. All right, so not too much noteworthiness on this clip. We see the mortars back. I don't think that's a really big shocker to anybody. But it's also the end of this particular clip on this map. This map's called Gondola. I think I mentioned it earlier, but in case it didn't, there you go. And a lot of interesting stuff in that first gameplay there. But it's time to transition over to the next one, which is Free for All on Library. Okay, looking at the kill feed in this first little clip here, it's you see there's 8 names there, but 2 of them do repeat. So there's 6 different names there. When they first announced this, I figured it would be somewhere between 6 and 8. We now know, or we can at least assume, because this is a demo, we don't really know if that's the final. But it's probably going to be at least 6 players. My guess is that it is 6 players, but I would not be shocked if it were 8 or even 10, to be honest. The maps in this game, they look a little different. Maybe they got a little smarter with the spawns. Who knows? But that's an interesting talking point for sure.
See that?
Okay, once again, we see the breach shot. I already talked about it, so I don't want to waste too much of your time here, but it is worth noting that on the first character he killed, it takes at least 3 shots to kill somebody with the breach shot. Now, that third shot was a headshot, so it might actually be 4. It would be pretty interesting if they balanced it out to where, like, the long shot, in this mode, it only takes 2 shots to down, or I guess kill someone, and the breach shot takes 3 or 4. It'd be a good way to balance the fire rates between the 2 rifles. Yes. Okay, there's a lot to go off of on that clip, but first of all, look at Sophia's back. Look at that weapon. It's definitely not the breach shot, and it's definitely not the long shot. So what is that? We don't ever get to see it in action to confirm what it may or may not be, but I gotta think that's another sniper rifle, an actual third, actually 4th if you count the one shot, because technically the one shot is a sniper rifle. But anyway, my guess is it's going to be similar to the breach. I think it's going to be full-on semi-auto, kind of like the long shot was in the first Overrun videos. I think they put the long shot in and added that functionality to throw people off the scent of the new weapon. But we really don't know. But the fact, and a lot of people were speculating that that's the breach shot on the Epic forums, but it has a scope, so it's not, and it doesn't have the blade either. In fact, the barrel is different. There's it's a different color. There's a lot different there. My guess, UIR sniper rifle. Also, we saw the Vulcan was being used, and the Vulcan in multiplayer is definitely going to be fun. Okay, you can complain all you want. That's going to be fun. Just imagine, like, look at that situation. He picks that up. There's like 3 guys chilling there. Bam, they all gone. That's fun. I'm sorry. That's the only way I can look at that. And also, we see that the Digger is back, and I think a lot of people thought that wouldn't happen, but I'm glad it did. The Digger was the coolest new weapon in Gears 3, and I'm glad they brought it back. Uh-oh. What's that in the kill feed? It's the sawed-off. Oh, my God. This game's terrible. Just don't buy it. The sawed-off and the retro bag. Ugh, idiots. Anyone who's still, I've said it a million times, but anyone who still struggles with the sawed-off, just go away. You're bad. The sawed-off got nerfed into oblivion, and I actually find it to be an interesting weapon in the game now, on a personal level. And, I might get blown up for this. I don't really care. The sawed-off is a non-issue at this point. It's just another shotgun. It's not as good as the Nasher at all. It's not even comparable. It's going to be back in the game. We'll see if they do anything with it. Who knows? As of right now, it actually doesn't really mean that much at all to me. It's something I 100% expected to happen, and it doesn't bother me. All right, so that's the end of the 2 clips. We've got our first look at Gears of War Judgment's free-for-all. And my final thoughts on this are: this looks like it's going to be an insanely hectic game mode. It's at least 6 COG players going at it, trying to kill each other. It looks like there's a bajillion weapons on the map, and that was the point I wanted to get to earlier when I was talking about the Nasher. The Nasher being on the ground as a pickup made me come up with this crazy theory. And I think that free-for-all, you're going to start with 1 primary weapon, a snub pistol, and a frag grenade. And I think your choices for primary weapons out of the weapons that I've seen will be the Lancer, Nasher, Sawed-Off, Retro Lancer, Hammer Burst, Long Shot, Breach Shot, and that third sniper rifle, possibly, that we don't really know what that is yet. And also the Scorcher. I think the Scorcher will be a choice too. Now, that's a pretty crazy theory, but it looks like this free-for-all is going to be different from everything else in the game. We already know it is with the downing not being present, just dropping right off the bat. It looks like they wanted to go with a really fast-paced, hectic game. And back to the point about having the 7 boom shots, I think there's just going to be power weapons galore on these maps in free-for-all. And again, I think that I stress a lot. I think most of this stuff is going to be free for all only. I obviously I don't know. I could be dead wrong, but I mean, got to use a little logic and think instead of being a hysterical fool. But I didn't want to be excited for this game. I was kind of getting bored with Gears, but it looks like the change, even though it's pretty drastic, it looks like it's just going to be fun. And definitely I'm looking forward to seeing the more traditional game modes. And, if more information comes out, I'll definitely continue talking about it. But either way, I'm definitely starting to get excited for Judgment. I'm still hoping for a beta. We haven't heard anything yet, and, we're getting pretty close to my October prediction. So I don't know about that. But, PAX is this weekend, and hopefully some people will give us some first-hand knowledge. And maybe if we pray really hardcore, we can get some footage from PAX. I know Arctic and Gold Glove are going, so hopefully they'll be able to cap. And hopefully the decision is up to Epic, because it sounded like in their little Twitter exchanges they were hopeful it could happen. And I just want to give a shout out to my friend Matt in Missouri, because he really wanted me to. Love you, Matt. But that's gonna do it, guys. I'm hoping for more info soon. We'll see. But I'll catch y'all later. Peace.